Thank you, Akanksha, for that introduction. I'll just share my screen. And so the project that I'm presenting today is a school that we designed for Euro School Group. It's in Bangalore on Banakhatta Road. So like we do a lot of schools, and this school is our Pride project, is our latest Pride project because it's a sustainable school, sustainability, where we have pushed, sustainability to new limits, and I'll be discussing that through the presentation. And it's a just for the basics, it's a 5 acres campus with a K-12 school, and it was all built during lockdown. So it had those kind of restrictions also while we were doing this school, we were constructing this school. Um, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the bird's eye view of the school, the actual building. So the specialty of this project was that when we got the site, it was full of very old jackfruit trees, and this entire belt was is a green belt in Bangalore. And when we visited the site as our first visit, we were told that our principal architect was told that we should try and save as many trees as possible, and the trees are really old, and they're jackfruit trees, and they were the clients were emotionally attached to it. So the whole project was taken up with a challenge that we will be saving maximum trees and we will be building around them. So generally we plant trees all around the buildings that we create, but in this particular project the building was made around existing trees, and that was most challenging and the most interesting part of the project. So just to give you a brief, this is the site plan of the building. As you can see, it's a rectangular plot which is deep inside the forest, and it has a narrow approach road from here. So we had the admin block over here. This being the junior block, where we were encountered with most of the existing big trees which we wanted to retain also. So eventually, out of 100, we retained more than 80 trees. That was a challenge for not only us, for the contractors, for the entire team. And the design was then also visualized around the trees, as you can see in the plan. So this is the junior block. There's an activity block in between the junior and the senior block, and then we have the senior block with play fields and other sports amenities at the rear of the site. And then we have some phase 2 developments marked on the plan as well. So we also, not only this, we tried to retain, we retained the topsoil of the site, we retained the natural swales that were there in the site. So all of these parameters were kept in mind while designing the school. Not only that, we envisioned or we planned for a school which was the next gen school, wherein the classrooms could be brought outside. So no more over here did we imagine that the classrooms are only going to be held within the 4 walls or within an artificially created spaces. So here we also tried to design the threshold between the built and the open. So a lot of outdoor classes were generated in the landscape design of the scheme. A lot of build open connection was kind of designed, and the thresholds were very important, and they were taken care of, and good vantage points were designed apart from the other spaces within the building. So the school was really about imbibing nature into its philosophy, into its design, and the entire open built relationship was designed around this theme. So as the school was Wi-Fi enabled, a lot of these outdoor natural classrooms were designed, because Bangalore's climate also is conducive to hold these kind of classrooms. Not only that, the building profiles were turned around the existing trees, the foliage. We created, like you can see on this bottom right image, the existing trees were designed, the play fields and the upper levels of the buildings were connected in a way that they would pierce through the foliage of the building, and they would connect the two blocks, and they also acted like a foreground or a play area for the students. These and many such interesting spaces were designed in between the buildings. So not only the buildings were designed, the spaces in between and the thresholds, they were all taken care of with these small nuances to bring nature inside and to have all the activities outside. So, to blur that division is what me and my team worked upon. So these are actual images of the site. These are actual images of the school, when it is up and running. So a lot of classrooms happen like this, where we get to hear from the clients that students do not want to go back to the classrooms inside. They want to sit outdoors. Teachers are very happy taking classrooms outdoors, under the trees, under, very old and big trees. And children are very happy using these terraces where they are interspersed by, trees and the foliage around it. So these are some interior views of how a lot of glass and internal courtyards were used to have the nature or the natural elements coming right inside the building or the usable spaces. Even the interiors were designed on the theme of, we picked up a lot of mathematical principles that we see in the nature around, like, Fibonacci series, golden ratios, and a lot of our interior design was based around it. I wish I had the time, and, if the time would allow, I would love to take you through that also. But limiting to this time frame, I think I'll just stick to the basic principles that we used to design. Apart from that, we also used a natural swale on the site as a demonstration also for children to see how this water is the surface water is draining off the site from one end to the other in a natural swale, where students can, just play around and can be a part of it, because it's not very deep. They can, just jump around it. They can easily interact with it. These are some of the other images of the internal courtyards and how buildings are moving around these trees and the natural and the courtyards that we have within the building. In the end, I'd also like to show you a small animation which we prepared to also depict the intent behind this design. So I'll share a small animation of the school. It's actually a video of the actual school. So, this is how deep the site is. It has a small frontage, yet all the courtyards, all the building profiles are catering to the existing trees. And the otherwise facade is also just complementing the natural setting around it. So we didn't want a very loud or strong profile. At the same time, we've used a lot of natural materials in the design. So this is how the reception looks like. So when even an outsider comes to the school, he will get a full view of the landscape of the of whatever the site holds. He gets to see all of that, and this is how the school visually is connected across floors with the help of small internal courtyards that are there, and very scalable small internal landscape spaces that are generated in the design. So these are some steps which are also used by school students to gather, to congregate, to be a part of a larger gathering. So I think this school enables us to not only practice sustainable measures, but it also helps us achieve, take sustainability to the next level, wherein we are trying to demonstrate these principles to students who are the future, who can take along these sustainable principles, caught on to them, and take them to the next level. Because I think sustainability is also about carrying forward these principles and carrying forward this notion of sustainable living. So who is better than children, to learn this and to take it forward too. So I think that this was our attempt to do so, and yeah, that's from our side. Thank you so much.